What the AI will do is try to place an idea, targeting the person. Then they reinforce this idea by bombarding the person and suddenly changing their social media, internet, books, products, even environmental elements in order to reinforce these ideas. Every cell phone is a wiretap showing the government your location, and everything you are saying is recorded. Have you ever noticed that when you talk about a certain item or product, all of a sudden you'll get ads for that item or product? How do you know that when you receive a text message, it's actually from that person? Whatever the AI floods your feed with is a pattern. You'll receive one trigger thing and then a bunch of supporting accounts, ads, emails, basically on all fronts in order to reinforce this idea.
Take a break. Step away.
If you think you can escape me by riding to this gas station, you're wrong. I'm waiting for you.
The people that are messing with you under their breath and stuff like that.
Okay, I said buildings. Okay, good.
In terms of
Six.
Oh, with an amazing pool.
I gotta smile.
I think it's like
You could probably get a job here.
true.
Little phone helicopter.
2 weeks. Alright, so if you can keep this in your pocket, and if you just run this under. Hi everyone, my name is Mitch Visser, and I wanted to share the truth about why I actually went to Crane Lake. Because with every situation, there's two sides of a story, and what you have all seen here is the very tip of an iceberg. So I've made this video to prove and spread awareness, to show other people what happens when you try to speak up around here. So how I see it is I started to speak the truth. People called me crazy, didn't like my videos. I was harassed 24/7 and basically forced to live in the woods. This world is designed to keep you living on your distractions, to make you settle for less than what you want, to live a life that is safe. I'm so sick and tired of this same old game. I am going to break the game or go down trying. It's rigged to keep you busy. They say idle hands lead to evil thoughts, and yet when I've had idle hands, it leads to me actually thinking, oh, we can't have that. People thinking. Facts and textbooks and basically everything you consume from the time you're born into it, you would accept as fact. So I would say question everything. Society is rigged to keep you not thinking, always going towards the next thing, always striving for the next thing you're looking forward to, constantly working so you don't have time to actually have any freedoms. I was preaching freedom for all people, letting captives go free, that our society is strictly controlled by an unseen group or force behind the scenes, that our media and all information pretty much presented to us is just propaganda.
The sharing of biased and
false news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish things simply aren't true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think, and this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
People used to be worried about wiretapping. We carry a wiretap around with us in our pockets. All of a sudden I'm harassed for 7 months through various tactics. By people I know, people I don't know, the internet, text messages, drones, groups of people in cars harassing me. Basically a coordinated effort to try and get me to shut up. Seems kind of weird. It's almost like I hit a nerve, no? Really, they are hassling you. Separately, you weren't kidnapped by aliens or some other worst case scenario, were you? Have you ever said anything like, man, it would be wonderful to feel what it would like to impale somebody with a sword, because I heard that's what you said. What? The cops are coming. Then I would get weird things sent to me like this. Safe? Are you safe? What other reasons to live exist? You're the main character. I have something to tell you. Oh yeah, I can read minds. You might think 3 times a normal person ordering food, but we hear it. Run like hell, we will come. They follow and watch like an audience. They're interested with you, too. I have a tale right now. I was beamed up by an alien drone and sent to their spaceship. Put you in the worst position you imagine. The plan is too awesome. You are evil. Run from it, hence run. Buy space and repent, hurry. I actually think you're homeless. I would be afraid of you. Love you too. Or I would just randomly get insults like this. Your frontal lobe has closed and it's a shitstorm in there. So then I get fed up with this, right? And I decide to basically tell these people to lay off. This whole thing is just trying to feed on my anxieties and fear. Like, causing anxiety, causing trauma, just saying creepy things or parking a car outside my house at night or things like that. And then trying to diagnose me with anxiety. Saying creepy things like, oh, we're running out of time, Mitch.
Oh shit, it's gonna kill us.
What's that?
I'm just talking to myself.
Oh. And then I try to question you on it and you act like I'm the one in the wrong. What a bunch of crap.
Alright, now I'm leaving. Bye.
What'd you say about
What? I said I should probably take a box home to put some more wedding shit in.
You claim to hear things that people are saying that they don't admit to saying. This is called an auditory hallucination. No, it's called I'm dealing with a bunch of liars. Or it's called I'm dealing with some force behind the scenes speaking through these people. One, is it not America where we have free speech and can say whatever we want? Let's surround someone with a bunch of people who constantly lie to them and tell them that they're wrong, and see if we can get them to shut up through various manipulation tactics, which are very evil. So basically I'm guilted into acting out to try and fight back, and then when I fight back, I'm labeled as nuts and driven away. See the trend here? And I've seen, it seems a trend is that they try to get you to run away. Notice after all of this, all of a sudden, Mitchell suffers from some mental health issues. AKA, Mitchell was saying things that we didn't want him to say. Because we have to keep the illusion of free speech in this country, the only way people can counter that, to get you to try to shut up, is through cheap, dirty, hidden tactics, basically using slander, convince people that they're mentally ill. Hey dude, I'm sorry to say, but whoever put out that narrative that you were or are suffering from some mental issue and that you had a gun was a pretty outlandish story. I myself think you're an alright guy. Great, actually, after watching some of your videos. I totally get what you did. But in the end, the narrative that was put out has the cops and other people on a wild goose chase. Through Google searching, and you can try this too, there's actually a whole group of people who have gone through this. They call it gang stalking. One person says this: I have had many such examples, such as getting ads on my phone for The Secret Life of Pets, and then having some stranger approach me at my cash register, asking a strange question like, do you own a dog? And then I say, well, yeah, I have in the past. And then they say, well, my dog is stupid and just doesn't understand sometimes. It tries to bite me when I feed it. You don't bite the hand that feeds you, man. And then to respond, I might say, well, you don't kick your dog every time you feed it, do you? Because if my master did that, I'd bite his hand too. And then they seem stunned that you're cognizant enough to understand their language to kind of clap back at them, and they have to scramble for another metaphor. It's super fun to do. I've had some weird conversations that an outsider would not comprehend. But the person I was talking with knew what I was talking about, and I knew what I was talking about. So even though it sounded to someone on the outside like a strange conversation about Spider-Man and Jesus, it was really a coded message about people going online or starting trouble in a market. You see, this is how they do it. It's weird, but that's how they do it, to keep from getting caught saying things like, I want you to die, or something overt like that. It's subtle, and it's very hard to prove, and some of them are better at it than others.
Oh shit, it's gonna kill us.
What's that?
I'm just talking to myself.
Oh. Basically, if you can't prove that they're saying this stuff, they're going to bombard you with this stuff till you get overwhelmed and strike back. But if you don't have proof, it's going to be 5 against 1, and you're going to be basically called mentally ill. That's the technique, right? Oh yeah, we're in America. You have freedom of speech. But if you actually speak the truth, we're going to harass you 24/7 secretly. We're going to basically subtly threaten you through metaphors in basic conversation every day. Basically, think of in a court of law, right? You have one person who's solid and has proof and is speaking the actual truth. You could line up 5 dirty liars and have them all say the same thing, and guess who in general people are going to believe? The 5 liars, just because they say something, just because they have a tightly knit story. Whereas the person who's telling the truth is going to be outnumbered. Notice the note I leave before leaving after being harassed for 7 months. Please, 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 for the love of God, leave me alone. I am fine. I am not missing. I am an Eagle Scout and have plenty of experience for weeks at a time of camping alone in the wilderness. Please do not come get me. I am fine. If I find evidence of people looking for me, drones, dogs, or people, I will hide on purpose. Thank you for understanding. Now notice what happens. My family has been in contact with all local authorities and rangers. There was a search and rescue mission to find him. We found a note written by him that he did not want to be found and please stop looking for him. We kept looking for him anyway. A seemingly harmless picture of me is put out online and shared over 400 times. This is essentially a modern wanted poster. Just so you know, my very aggressive search is happening again. So hopefully one of my people will find you. Armageddon is going to descend upon you if you do not tell me what the fuck is going on. With a whole swarm of people looking for me, even after asking to not be found, Mitchell has been found. Mitchell Visser is safe and now up at International Falls. Mitchell Visser was arrested because we thought he had a gun, even though that was a made-up story. He was detained and is now safe and in custody. He needs to get back to his family. Then, as soon as I get back, I'm forced to essentially take down all of my videos sharing my ideas and to post an apology post. So I made up something saying that I was just stressed out. It seems like the technique here is if you can't get someone to conform and shut up, then you try to scare them away. Check out this example I noticed a couple years ago. Concerned for my brother, his mental state has been deteriorating the last couple years. Because of his illness, he is very delusional and aggressive. Our hope is that he will request to be sent to a mental health treatment center. If not, we hope the judge will sentence him to one. He is stuck in the dark pit of his own mind. Please shine a light to help him find his way out. To me, it seems eerily similar to my situation. Oh, and then it gets weird. It's basically trying to send the message through drones and other tactics that, hey, we're always watching you. We know where you are. I told no one where I was, on purpose. And I get texts like this. Must be getting cold living in your car in northern Minnesota by the border. I just ordered a Domino's pizza, and I get a text 10 minutes later. I admit I prefer Peppino's or Jet's pizza. Then came the drones. Well, this is quite disconcerting. Keep in mind, I've taken a scientific approach to this. I would not record any data unless I notice a distinct difference in the behavior of those around me or the frequency of these occurrences. Alright guys, so we got some floating drone UFO thing. Man, it's quite bright. For example, I'm aware that planes fly overhead of people. I'm aware that planes in heavily populated areas such as cities are constantly flying over the roads and people. However, this was different. This was me trying to avoid all this harassment, driving on back roads in the middle of nowhere, having drones flying exactly my speed, flying over top of me, flying just to the right or left of me, and just following there. And then, as they would fly by, I would get texts like, "Are you safe? Be careful. I'm worried about you. Are you safe? Safety check, you good?" This was coordinated in a way to increase the paranoia. Also with texts, I am aware that family members and friends may occasionally say, "Are you safe? Drive safely home," and things like that. Keep in mind, I would rarely get texts like this. I only noted it because it went from a frequency of 0 to 300%. I was pulled over for eating Cheez-Its in a parking lot. I was pulled over for walking down the street. I was pulled over for parking my kayak on a beach and had my camping gear completely searched, which I'm pretty sure was illegal. I was woken up in the middle of the night while camping and interviewed by a cop at 3 a.m. The police are called on me after I questioned the real motives behind COVID, saying it's a way for the government to seize more power, or it's a cover-up for some sort of invasion or something like that. The police show up to my church with M16s and search the entire building for me. So I don't know what you believe about COVID, but if it's what the government tells you, what was it exactly lately that the government did that made you suddenly have trust in them? Wherever I park, since I've spoken up, wherever I park any more than like 5 minutes, all of a sudden there's just a swarm of people that are just suddenly there, just to never give you rest. It's like, okay, you're going to speak against me, I'll never give you rest. And I know it's like, Mitch, it's just cars, it's traffic. It's like, I promise you, this road was empty before I park here. Absolutely empty. Planes will constantly fly overhead. People will park right in front of your driveway, stop, look at you. Things on license plates such as clown or leader or F you or die, things like that. It's like, wow, it's trying so hard to hate me. Now, a little about me. I'm an Eagle Scout, top 10 in my class, GPA 3.94, excellent at public speaking, and generally charismatic, and I love to entertain. Many people would back me up and say that I am a stand-up guy, intelligent, and am generally nice to everyone. I run my own business doing videography. I have an IQ of 120. Average is 90. I'm just saying this because I find it weird that, given that background, all of a sudden, and notice this only starts as soon as I actually share ideas that are important, all of a sudden, it's suddenly spread around that I have mental issues, that I'm a danger. Just think of the timing, right? The whole thing is ridiculous. But what people will try to do, it's called the straw man fallacy. It's basically a cheap shot where if you know you can't beat a person's logic or you don't like what they're saying, you would attack their character instead. It's basically like a distraction. I would like to say that in no way am I attacking or pointing a finger at any individuals in my family or friends or anything like that. In no way do I want to throw any of these people under the bus. Even if there's proof against them as individuals, I'm aware that there's more going on and they are not my enemies. But I am sharing this because I want to make it known the tactics that may be used against you if you try to speak the truth in this place.